okay, so here's the deal. Like, vaginas are like fingerprints.
Everybody's different.
Everybody's different.
Is this the same person?
Well, but I've taken care of
Life.
women in their like 80s and 90s, and they're like, well, I've had this for 20 years. And I'm like, good God.
Push it in.
Queen.
So I'm getting snatched by the vagina queen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it the ultras talking?
Okay. Oh, yeah. You had a spitter.
Again.
Ew, on your
God, it
leg.
dripped all over my pants.
Yep, that
Hey.
happens.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we got to wait for the pour.
Oh. Talking about head already.
She is already. This is going to be a good one. All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. Well, we love strong women.
We do.
And we've got 2 strong women doing beautiful things.
Yes.
Literally.
So
we'd like to welcome. All right. I'm trying not to do maiden names. Okay. Erin Nielsen and Casey
Taylor.
Thank you.
You almost said my maiden name.
Sorry. Did that
Yes.
last time too.
Yes. Welcome, Erin and Casey.
Yay.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
We have been in a groove of business women,
We have.
and we were really excited to have these 2 ladies join.
Yes.
So
I'm honestly like I so am intrigued by this, and I want to hear all the stuff because I don't know. I never make an appointment to go ask the questions. I just have all the questions in my head. So I'm so excited about this episode.
these 2 lovely ladies have a business in Rupert. They just moved.
Yes. In January.
Resilience Medical Spa, and we were given this.
Shirts.
I don't know if you can see it on our titties. And they have a fun saying on the back. We'll insert picture.
Yes. Because they're awesome.
They are
I love
awesome.
it. I
Thank
will
you.
wear this with pride.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
You
Okay.
can purchase them.
Okay.
Oh,
We
yes.
have extras at this.
Oh, you're gonna
Okay.
purchase them.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
So let's start here. Tell us about yourselves.
Yeah. How'd
Like,
you get into this?
Yes.
Oh,
or
goodness.
who you are, what you do, and then we'll go from how
All right.
you came.
How he came to be.
See what you did there.
Yeah. So I have been a nurse. I know I had somebody ask me this the other day since 2001, which
Oh,
makes me
wow.
really old nurse,
Oh.
which I never thought would come to be. So I've been a nurse for 24 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Right. Long time.
Mhm.
Cheers. We'll cheers you.
Yes. Cheers. And so done a lot of things, critical care, ICU, worked in Boise for a long time, and then moved back home. Like we wanted to come home. You know, imagine that. It's a good place to be, raise your family. So we
Yep.
came back home, and that's where I met my bestie.
Ah.
So it's so funny because she also, same story, worked in a big ICU in Ogden,
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
Mhm.
Salt Lake?
Salt
Salt
Lake.
Lake.
Yeah, you're real good friends.
Yeah. Well, Utah. Utah's Utah. Like,
It's true.
seriously,
It's
Utah's
true.
Utah,
Yes,
right?
true.
But we both, I don't know, when did you move back?
2009.
So I'd been back a year
Mhm.
working in the ICU in Burley at Kaja. And then here rolls in Casey Taylor. And yeah,
little-
Was
well,
she
she was
Taylor
Casey
then?
Bowen. She wasn't even
yes.
married yet.
Yeah, Casey Bowen. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
And so I laugh because to this day, I worked her wedding, the night of her wedding, so that everybody else in the unit could go because she had known those ladies longer, like grew up with
Oh.
them.
Because my mom worked in the ICU for like 20 plus years
Oh,
before.
your mom's a nurse.
Mhm.
I did not know that. Cool.
Oh, so you're a legacy nurse.
I'm a legacy nurse. Yeah, my
Yeah.
sister was a life flight nurse.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
a nurse. My
Yeah.
mom was an ICU nurse for like 20 years and then an ER nurse for almost another 20.
Wow. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats,
That's
Mom.
impressive.
Like of all the
Mama
people,
Bowen,
yeah,
congrats.
right. And of all the people that should have been at her wedding,
You.
me.
Were you best friends at the time?
No,
we
we
didn't.
just
Oh, okay.
like no.
All right.
She had moved to the area, and we started working together. And like I said, a lot of the people that worked in the unit had known her since she was little because they worked with her mom.
Mhm.
And so I worked her wedding, which is weird.
Missed a good cake stand.
Yeah, missed a good wedding.
I had Jaeger down the front of my
Oh,
wedding
shit.
dress.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Classy. I like it.
Yeah, and so then I don't know. Then we just after that really connected, and we both. She went on and got her nurse practitioner, and I moved on and did some more administrative work. And then, I don't know, a couple years ago, this is so fitting. Like
I'll
we're,
tell the
yeah,
story.
like
It's
we're out
kinda
at a
funny.
bar. And
Nice.
Weird.
Yes.
Hey, that's
Weird.
us.
That's
how we got
That's
started.
us.
hey, we're at a bar.
Uh-huh. That's where all the best ideas happen.
Yeah.
I think so.
We were drunk. But okay, so kind of backstory. So we're at the bar.
Which bar?
We were in
Pocatello.
Pocatello. Erin,
Oh, okay.
Erin was getting Botox from my sister, Erin.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So my sister does injections, but
Mhm.
and so we're like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, ooh, I text the rep like at, I don't know what, 10 o'clock at night.
Well, you forgot the whole bar story.
Oh, well, we're at the bar and we're drunk and we're like,
The
plan
end.
this, right?
Well, she tells me, she's like, hey, so like a few months ago, like we can fix vaginas. And I was like, what? We can do what? I was like, why have you never talked about this before? Yeah. I mean, this is legit. And of course, our husbands are with us and they're like, what?
Oh, tell me about
I'm sorry, you
this.
said the V
You
word.
said the vagina
I'm
word?
intrigued.
You can fix those? What? And I mean, and she was like, well, there's this machine.
Yeah, so that's the story. And I'll
And
kind
I
of
was
go
like-
into how I found the machine. But
Okay.
so then we're like, oh, I'll text this rep. And I'm drunk. I text this rep and I was like, hey, let's have a meeting. Because I'd already met him.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know if it could work because I'm not that ambitious.
Too bad.
Turns out you are.
Turns out, good thing we have these. So Monday rolls around, we have the meeting, and Eric and Aaron are there, my husband is, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, no, we're not doing this.
Who? The men's?
No, all three of them were
Oh.
like, yeah, we're doing this. And I'm like, no, we're not.
Oh.
No, we're not doing it. And here we are.
You lost.
You're
Hey,
doing
You
it.
lost.
we are.
Three
Sign the
fourths
papers
one.
the next day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we
That's
signed
awesome.
papers the next, I think that day we signed.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And even that night, so the night at the bar, so with the whole like t-shirt thing, Snatch Ratchet. So the boys, of course, were like, what do you do? What is this thing? And Casey's like, well, ultimately, you like treat tissue of the pelvic floor and the muscles of the pelvic floor, blah, blah, blah. And it helps with sexual dysfunction and in women's incontinence. And I mean, it's something to laugh about because otherwise, what else are you going to do when you're
Yeah.
peeing your pants all day long?
Mhm.
Cry.
But and immediately they
Cry.
were like, so like James was like a snatch
Snatch
ratchet. And I was like, snatch ratchet it is. So
Way to go,
A
James.
name was born.
and then the snatch ratchet.
Summon and
was born.
clutch.
Yes.
Yeah. So the boys have shirts that say, ask me about the Snatch Ratchet.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Are those for sale?
Oh, we can get them. You bet.
I felt like those would sell.
Yeah.
When we
They won't
started,
know anything about it.
when we started Burley Meats, I made Jeremy a shirt that says "My wife loves my meat." I mean, sometimes you just got to make your guy a shirt so he can
Oh,
be
yeah.
proud of what you're doing.
I do.
Well, and we
I
gave
love
it
your
to
meat
him.
store.
Yeah, we gave it to him for the
Open
our
house.
open house.
Oh, I saw
And then
them.
it rained and they sat out by the bar the whole night
With
by the
their
bar trailer
jackets
with their
on.
jackets on. It's like, boys.
You made them take them off when you came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, come in, take your jacket off so people can see your shirts.
Okay, so Resilience Medical Spa is now born.
Mhm.
How long has it been established?
Just shy of
2
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years, and you
Mhm.
guys just moved.
In January.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, there we
To
go.
Rupert. Yep.
Yep. In a great location, just
Oh,
a
it's
little off the
phenomenal.
square.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So fun to be over there with
Yes.
everybody. Yeah.
Your open house was a lot of fun.
Oh,
it was a
thank you.
great turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. Way more than what we thought. But
There's a lot of people.
So
That's support. That is
Yeah, it is.
living
It
in a
was
small
good.
community.
yeah, it was great.
So, what are all the services that you guys do there? Just so that, I mean, I know there's a lot, so buckle in.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay. Do you want me to kind of give me a background so that people know all
Yes,
what I have?
absolutely.
Let's
Give it to us.
Let's back up a little
Yeah.
bit so
okay.
people
Yeah.
know.
So,
Okay.
yeah, Casey didn't really give her story.
So I became an RN in 2007
Mhm.
and then went on and got another degree in 2009. And then I got my master's in nurse practitioner master's in nursing with a family nurse practitioner in 2012.
Good for you.
Okay.
Worked family nurse practitioner for the last, I don't know, however long that is. And then last year I switched into ear, nose, and throat. But before that, I did family, but I had a ton of women, an insane amount of women. And that's how this kind of got started is I specialized in women, but I didn't.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't have a specialty degree in women, but I did.
A
But
lot.
she's good at it.
I did a lot of women.
You did a lot
Yeah,
of women.
I did a lot of women.
Yeah, you did.
That's how rumors start.
Body count. No.
Yeah, you have a lot of body count.
I do.
You have seen a lot of vaginas.
Funny story. There was a gentleman that asked my husband once, he goes, does it bother you that your wife has seen so many penises and vaginas? He goes, nah, mine's the best.
Yeah, there you go. He has to
a
be
secure
confident.
man. That's
So,
a secure
he has to
man.
be
It's so
confident.
not the same. So
It
not
is
the same.
not the same. So that's what kind of what started it. And then what brought this whole like machine about was I was looking at getting a vaginal sling and a bladder sling. I was really struggling with incontinence.
Oh,
I mean,
you personally?
Oh yeah.
horrible. I was probably, well, how old was I? 36, roughly in there. I couldn't like jump rope without like down to my knees pee. I struggled personally with pain with intercourse, like was not enjoyable for me. I didn't want to have sex because it hurt so bad. And so I was like, we got to fix something. And my sister who does injections was like, hey, you really should look at this. And I was like, eh. So then I met with the rep. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because I really don't want a sling. I really don't want surgery. And then that kind of started it because I was like, well, we might as well just buy the machine instead of me buying the product itself.
Sure.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got drunk. And
We
then I
got
was like,
drunk,
hey.
And then we bought the machine.
And then we bought the machine.
And then did you? Okay.
Were you like your
Did you
first guinea pig?
experiment on each other?
Oh yeah.
You can tell, I'll tell you the story.
Oh,
so
gosh.
the first,
Well, let's go back to Casey and I are best friends, right?
okay.
We've been nurses for a long time. We could sit here and tell like nursing stories for hours, which are hilarious.
That could
But
be another episode.
that would be another episode. But the one thing, like I would go to her for like if I had a sore throat, if I like the kids all went to her. But we had this, even though she focused in women's health, I'm like, yeah, like waist down, dude. We're like,
We're friends.
We're friends, but
Like, there's got to be some.
Like,
Well,
there's some
I have a thing
boundaries.
about that. Yeah.
but there's some boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Well,
No more.
there's a story. We were at our training and there are certain requirements that you need to have done in order to get our treatment. So for the female pelvic health stuff, you need to have a current pap smear. It's just, if there's something abnormal in there, I don't want to go moving it around where it should not be. So we had a person come in.
I don't
Oh.
we're both like, I'm sorry.
like,
it moves
like if you have a
around.
yeast infection, if you are at risk for STD, if you're at risk for cancer, if you've not had a current pap smear that we know that you have no cancer cells, like the things we do, they're heat induced, we're microneedling, we're doing
Yes.
things. And so if there is abnormalities in your,
That's like,
Hoo-ha.
hoo-ha,
Yeah, I
then
love that word.
we could
Hoo-ha.
make it worse.
Mhm.
So we just need to know that you don't
Yeah.
have, and especially a lot of our treatments are heat induced. Like we use a lot of heat, radio frequent heat. So if you have like a pH imbalance where you have a yeast infection or you have BV or you have things which are very common, like it's not
those are not
it's not
uncommon.
a bad thing. We just have to make sure you don't have that because we can make it worse. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
just one of those things where we just need to make sure that you've had like your stuff and
Okay.
you because we can make
How
it
long?
worse.
How long is a pap smear good for? Just as somebody who
3
doesn't know.
3 to 5.
3
Oh,
to
okay.
5.
Depends on your age. So
And,
under
and what they find, right?
Yeah.
correct. What they
Right.
find and like the type of testing, but it's anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
But so we're doing this training and we had some complications come up that we weren't expecting. And I was like, so Erin,
Yeah. So here we
you
are.
ready
We're-
to get naked?
Yeah, we're in a room and
With
With,
With like
multiple
people.
people.
instructors.
well, you have
With
to and
multiple
you have to
people.
line people up, right? To do this,
Oh.
to do stuff. And so you've got the instructor there and you have people lined up. And so you're like scheduled. Like
Aaron,
we got
6 inches.
right. Oh gosh, 6 inches. Okay. And so,
Come on, Eric.
so yeah, one of our clients didn't quite meet our requirement. And what are you going to do on I don't know, it's probably a Sunday at 2:00.
You figure it out.
And
Erin
so
gets
Casey
naked.
looks at me and she's like, so, and I'm like, damn it. So I,
Deer in the headlights. Is
Yep,
she like,
well, no,
are
I
you
was like,
scared?
well, the one boundary we had in our life, the one, like, cause we don't have boundaries.
Here we go.
Here we go. And up on the table I went and
Straddle.
Straddle. Here we go. In the
Stirrups,
stirrups.
here we go.
we
Oh,
went.
stirrups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, you did not straddle her.
Yeah. Well,
Let's clarify. Sorry, wrong word.
but yeah, so it's all boundaries are out now.
Yeah.
So
But to answer your question, it wasn't really experimentation. It's more of like, for me, I was like, immediately, I'm like, do this for me. Because for me, it was life changing. Like the first time Erin did it for me, intercourse was very, very painful for me. Like I had tears running down my eyes.
it was awful.
Oh.
And I'm crying as she's doing it. And then as we went along, like, I enjoy so
Just say it. Just
I enjoy
say it.
sex now. I don't
Yes.
cry anymore.
Excellent.
Right?
Yeah.
For me,
as it should be.
it's life changing
Yeah.
for me. I don't pee my pants anymore. I can jump, laugh, like squat, jump rope, jump box,
Wow.
do it all. And I don't pee my pants anymore. For me, life changing, right?
Yes.
I just barely turned 40 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And life
And
changing.
life changing for James.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because let's be realistic. With all of this, like it takes time, right? So it's anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 months of treatments.
Sure.
Mhm.
The men notice the first time. The women
Really? Okay.
takes a few treatments.
Uh-huh.
The men, we say, wait 24 hours for intercourse.
Uh-huh.
They always try it out. And
Oh,
they all,
you know that there's like a little
Yeah,
time.
their time. They're
Your
setting their
appointment
timer.
was at what time?
yeah.
Excellent. I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
And they,
Oh my gosh, did he send you flowers before?
he should.
Yeah, he should have. He should have like treated this like
send her? Like,
Yeah.
like I was gonna say
like
they send
date her again all over again. Be like, I can't wait to get in your pants tonight.
Oh no. So I'm thinking of like if you're a client at Resilience, do you just send them flowers? All right. This is sponsored by the Salty Heifer because your skin deserves your skin deserves better than a mystery goo from a lab. Why settle for some overpriced lotion made from unicorn tears and broken promises and a whole lot of ingredients that you can't even pronounce when you can slather yourself in rich, glorious beef tallow instead? And it doesn't smell like that. At the Salty Heifer, we believe moisturizing should come with a side of attitude and maybe a faint whiff of good sense.
Oh.
Our beef tallow moisturizer is so natural, it practically mooed at us. You heard it.
Moo.
Packed with old school goodness and zero fake nonsense, it'll leave your skin so soft, even your ex will regret their choices. The Salty Heifer. Because you're not made of chemicals, you're made of steak dreams and a few bad decisions. You can find us online at thesaltyheiferproducts.com or at Burley Meats.
Well, I mean, I guess they could. The husbands better send their wife plus you. I can say plus you. I mean, that's a gift for
It's a gift for everybody. But yeah, the men always notice first. Always.
Huh. Nice.
That's awesome. That's really cool though, because that intimacy is a huge part of a relationship.
Massive.
Huge.
Right.
And
even if it's 20 to, we've done 80-year-old women.
Shut up.
I
A
love
vag rejuvenation? Is this
Yeah.
what they call it?
No,
Yeah.
so we don't use
revitalization.
revitalization.
Is there a difference?
Revitalization.
For insurance companies, there
You
is.
bet it is.
So this is
For
insurance
liability.
cover. For this.
Coding.
No, for liability there is.
Oh,
Okay.
so it's a revitalization.
Revitalization. We just call it
Well-
a pelvic floor treatment.
So
well, that's not
most
sexy,
like
but-
vaginal rejuvenations are surgical.
Okay.
Oh,
Ours is
Like
not surgical.
labiaplasty.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that an 80-year-old woman was like, you know what?
Multiple-
Tighten that bitch up.
Multiple
I
80-year-old
love
women.
that.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Well, and a lot
Now,
of
is her husband 80?
Both of them were widowed
Fantastic.
because
Oh my
of
God.
incontinence reasons.
But they're
Oh.
sick of like the incontinence.
I'm sorry. I was going sex.
I was 100% going
But
that
sorry,
direction.
But
My bad.
still though,
Yes.
right? Like
But yes,
but
that
as
would be-
women,
Mhm.
like they've been having incontinence issues since they were probably
gonna
35
say-
years old.
Wow.
Probably 40
Like,
plus
More
years
than
of
half
this.
their life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
the one
Yeah.
lady, she was actually getting sores on her vagina and her labia
Oh my God.
because she was wearing pads and they were getting
Rubbing.
soaked
Yes.
and they were rubbing and all those
Ah.
sorts of things. So she did it because she was getting sores in her vagina or her labia, excuse me. So she strictly did it for that.
okay.
And not only did we fix the sores, but we fixed the incontinence too. She no
Sure.
longer wore pads, period.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When you say life changing, like I seriously
That
bet
absolutely.
that the confidence level,
Yes.
just everything. Because if you're walking around with that and a pad for
Who wants to wear a
oh my
diaper?
gosh, no, you don't.
Do you know
and
that?
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Yeah,
Like, here you go.
that most in America,
Yeah.
people spend more on adult diapers than they do on baby diapers.
Oh my God.
The market is bigger for adult diapers than it is baby diapers.
See, Jeremy, there's no shame. My husband likes to pee his pants when he's drunk. Although, and
We can't help that, Jeremy. We'll work on it.
God. I thought that was our secret.
Oh, it's not at all. If you know him, it is not a secret.
Oh,
We've had to
Jem.
leave weddings. Like, no.
But
Yes.
like for reals though, like it's if you're in a room, so the statistics, and I don't even think they're
Accurate.
Oh, I bet not, 'cause
because of
people
what
don't wanna
we
admit to it.
experience, right?
Mhm.
So the statistics stay like on the high end that 7 out of 10 women suffer from incontinence, and it could just be that like you're coughing, sneezing, like that whole like
Right.
like
After
dribble.
you have babies, right? And the jumping.
Dribble, yeah. I mean, that's considered incontinence. There's also the fact that like I have to wear a thick pad or a Depends or an adult diaper because
And that affects the clothing that you wear.
because I
you wanna
literally
hide that.
can't get from A to B. Like I
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
like I feel like I have to go to the bathroom, and if I stand up and try to move there,
Mhm.
it's all over. And so it's not just I mean a lot of it does have to do with pregnancy, vaginal births, but a lot of it's hormonal, a lot of it's age related.
Mhm.
I'd like to
Anatomy.
remind people that the women that, it's gravity. I mean, as you look at our faces, our bodies, everything
Yeah.
gravity takes hold and it sags and
know.
it changes. This same occurs in your pelvic floor.
Mhm.
And our vaginal tissue changes over time. A lot of that's hormonal driven. And so the biggest thing is just getting women to kind of talk about it. And the problem is over time, and even Casey experienced this, which is why we're where we're at, is because in the medical side of things, there's some prescriptions you can get, things like that. But ultimately, it's just like, oh, sorry.
That's part of
I
aging.
was just say they're
Part
just
of
masking the
being
symptoms.
Like part
right?
of being an
Not-
older woman. I'm
That's just
sorry.
part of- Do Kegels.
Do
That's
Kegels.
the
Oh my
answer.
gosh.
And that shit doesn't work.
No.
And so we have a V-tone machine that is electrical stimulation that stimulates the muscle contraction in your pelvic floor.
You put up.
And every time we put a woman on it, they're always like, well, and I'm like, that's what your Kegels should feel like, but good luck. Like
Yeah.
you can't do that
that.
on your own.
I know. Let's like Kegel now. All of us.
Yeah, no. It's
so weird.
It's so and honestly, you get like
Very little.
this much of the movement that you would get from like a V-tone treatment.
Yeah.
And so it's not the answer. I mean,
Gosh.
it's just not.
Yeah.
And, Casey's experienced it firsthand where she went out actually to the Mayo Clinic and did some pelvic floor therapy out there. Like,
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
and she was like, oh,
So,
That
I
was
mean, I do
interesting.
love that story because you've been there, done that, right? So
Oh,
you can
100%.
empathize 100% and you know how it feels. You know how,
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason
Emotionally,
this got started was
you know?
because of me.
yeah,
Because I was being selfish and I was like,
that's
I'm
not
done.
selfish.
I'm done.
Not, I mean,
Absolutely
no.
not.
That's seeing a problem.
I think
and
that's
finding a
courageous,
solution.
really. And then,
Yeah.
you guys working on each other's.
Which, speaking of, I do have a question here.
Okay.
that-
All right. All
We're
right.
way right
we
in
didn't
this.
even answer your
I know,
question.
we didn't
Hold
even
on.
ask. We went way off.
So, what is the difference between doing pelvic floor therapy with a physical therapist versus what you offer in your office and your machine? And because she can't remember what it's called, but she knows that you guys have a machine. She's been to your facility. I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but I'll tell you later who it is.
We'll just keep
She
her.
loves you guys, but she's really honestly wanting to know what's the difference between the physical therapist doing one and what you guys offer.
Anonymous and Burley.
Yes, she's Rupert technically.
Oh,
It's all
shit.
right.
Okay.
Well, we still love her.
She works in Burley.
So
So many people.
it works hand in hand. So
Uh-huh.
especially if you have a lot of incontinence and a lot of pelvic floor dysfunction.
Yeah.
We work really well with pelvic floor therapists. So Carrie Cobley in Burley
Love
Physical
Carrie at
Therapy.
Burley Physical
Yeah,
Therapy.
so she's the only
Shout
one
out
that's
Burley Physical Therapy.
She's
She's
the
the only
only
certified.
certified
Okay.
pelvic floor therapist in Burley.
Great.
in
So
our
we
area.
work
It's awesome.
kind of hand in hand with her. So if you have a lot of incontinence, because a lot of it's bladder training,
Okay.
a lot of it's bladder training, a lot of it's muscle and tissue. So we target muscle and tissue. She really helps target the bladder training
Okay.
and a little bit of the muscular
Okay.
part of it as well. So kind of target it two different ways. I believe going with physical.
But they complement each other really well.
Very,
Absolutely.
very
Mhm.
much so. Right.
Okay.
If you want to get the best results that you possibly can,
Do both.
you do both.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you
Hand in
guys are
hand.
really like it's your method versus like a surgical method. Would that be like the difference to like fix some of these kind of things? Is that the
Well,
is that
you know
kind of a
what's
difference?
well, you know what's funny is a lot of our clients have had pelvic. So
They've had slings.
the surgical
Slings,
part is
uh-huh.
is a sling, right?
Right,
So
right.
theoretically, they sling your bladder,
Mhm.
suspend it a little bit better, try to tighten the muscles or whatever. But what we
Doesn't-
found over a lot of our clients have already had that done. It lasts
Couple years.
a couple years where they feel like, oh yeah, I was like
it was
right back
better.
at it.
Yeah.
I wasn't having the incontinence issues. And then hormones, gravity,
Mhm.
you know, all the things
you can't stop.
all the things you can't stop, you can't really control. They all come back into play. And so, I mean, I don't want to say it's sad, but it's sad.
No, it
a lot
is.
of these
It
people
is.
have had, and really,
That's a lot of money too.
well, and a lot of times when
Yes.
if you have a hysterectomy, like if you have to have a hysterectomy, the doctors a lot of times will like do the other stuff, the reconstructive stuff.
yeah.
And so essentially you've had your hysterectomy, you've opted in for the bladder sling.
Mhm.
It's kind of one and done. But it's not holding true for a lot of people to, you know, stay. And this is there's a lot of stuff that used to work
Mhm.
that they've taken off the market.
Oh, 'cause
Like
it-
a lot of the mesh, a lot of those procedures that were surgical,
Mhm.
you know, 20 years ago, there has been a lot of lawsuits and a lot of things go wrong with that
I
stuff.
mean, you
but-
see them on the ads on TV.
Right. The
The
ads on
1-800
TV.
call a lawyer now.
The 1-800
Yes.
call a lawyer. And so,
Gorkachia law.
yeah. So I don't know. It is, I guess, unfortunate, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of things out there that do kind of all the things. Like, because with it too, there's a lot of habits we get into. Like a lot of our clients, you know, it's like, oh, I pull in from work and I'm in the
Bathroom
garage and I
nap.
got to go to the bathroom. Like it's that
I was
psychological.
gonna say, that's a psychological like,
right.
trigger. That's
There's triggers like that,
Yeah.
you know, or
a Pavlov dog
Yeah.
situation.
Right.
They call it bathroom mapping.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
bathroom map, and
Uh-huh.
then and that's part of what Carrie does. It's bladder retraining in addition. So we're targeting muscles and tissue, bladder retraining, and what physical therapy do, or pelvic physical therapy really kind of helps
Yes.
identify those patterns that kind
Sure.
of just like perpetuate the problem.
Okay. So you say that so it's like how long of the process was it? 6 weeks to 3 months, somewhere around in there?
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
have people come do you have to get refreshers? Do you have to have something like that?
Yeah,
Or how
like
long
a
would it-
year. Come and see me in a year and we'll tighten you up.
18 plus months.
Yeah.
We've only had one come back
Okay.
in all of years.
Oh, in 18 plus months?
Mhm.
Okay.
You've had one return.
We've had
for a little
one
brush up.
return for a retouch.
Okay.
So normally you're going to buy like the package, which is you can treat tissue without treating muscle and treat muscle without treating tissue. Of course, we recommend you do both.
Mhm.
But generally, if you buy a full package, which is the V-Tone, which is muscle treatment, so you do like we call them Kegels on steroids.
Mhm.
It's literally, if you,
Should've brought 'em.
I know, we should have. If you've ever had like a
TENS
TENS unit on your, like on a muscle,
Okay.
it's a TENS unit for your vagina.
We
So
you
it,
insert it up in.
and it just creates that
So, I
electrical
mean, is it
muscle
like a-
contraction.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It is a
No,
little bit
You don't jump
spicy.
like that,
No.
but you.
Woo!
It's a zippy. It's a
It's
little
zippy.
It's a zippy.
It's a little zippy.
I mean, you would see through my eyes.
But and then
Once you
course-
get like above a certain level, it's like, oh, okay.
then you just feel your muscles contract.
Yeah.
like
and
I
it's
can
much
feel
better.
it clear in my belly button.
Mhm.
Like
okay, hold on.
I
Question.
labored in my back, right? So I feel it in my belly button. I feel it clear up.
Is
like
it a
my-
good feeling?
No,
No.
you don't orgasm.
Oh, okay. I'm like, that would be
No.
awkward to be like toe curling. Like,
No, I
Don't
guess
worry, we've
there
had
might
people
be
ask.
there might be a unicorn out there that it feels good to, but it's very functional. It's not.
Yeah, there's no
very-
pleasure.
We've not had
Okay.
anybody orgasm. Off
I mean,
it
because
yet.
that's already embarrassing, but that would be really embarrassing.
It's yeah, it's not the contraction or the stimulation like that you would get from a vibrator.
Uh-huh.
Like it's
it's
a very
definitely
different-
your muscles.
yeah,
Okay.
like I mean, I'll feel it in my like you can see when I do it, my pelvis completely contracts and my belly button will pull in. And like I feel it, like I back
Have you
labored. Really,
videotaped it?
yes, but I'm naked, so you see like.
Well, no. I mean,
But yeah, you can see
Yeah,
my
you
belt.
can see
My
it.
my whole pelvis goes.
Well, like when we're given the treatment, like you can see like your
Things-
pelvis
oh,
sure.
muscle move.
Pulse.
Pulse. Yeah.
Pulse.
About every 2 seconds.
Like it's a
So you're not
it's
you're
a
not breathing
10
much in
it's
between.
Kegels on steroids.
Kegels on steroids.
Yeah, so that's once a week every 6 weeks, and that's targeting the muscle. And then the tissue, whether it be we can use 2 different modalities dependent upon a couple of different things, but we can use one where it's just radio frequency heat. So we're just using heat and no microneedling, a little less invasive. We don't need to numb you for that. You can go about your day, no big deal. The other one is radio frequency microneedling. So we actually do teeny little microneedles inside the vagina with some radio frequency heat. There's some things that, like if you're blood thinners, you can't do that.
Oh,
How do you know what to do? Is it price point?
It's usually symptom
I was
based.
just say symptom based.
Mhm.
Okay. Because I'm like, I think I would just be like, fuck it, do it all. Like, because
There is
you
some.
just don't want to. You don't want to do that again. You'd be like, well, the heat was fine, but now needle
But even
me
for like myself, I only did the radio frequency heat. I didn't do microneedling.
based off your symptoms.
Even with
Okay.
all of my like significant pain with intercourse and all that stuff, I just did radio frequency heat. I didn't even do the microneedling.
Okay.
But like with microneedling, we do numb you. We have topical numbing.
Topical.
Numbing.
Topical numbing.
She's so smart. Look at that degree.
Do you want to know what my husband says?
What we all say. This is not a James thing.
Oh,
This is a Casey
awful.
thing.
Okay, I have a shit ton of degrees.
This is a Casey
But this
thing.
is what he tells me. You're the dumbest
The
smart person I know.
You're just book smart.
You're the
She's
dumbest
really
smart
more than that, but she's
Yeah.
Casey.
Yeah. So topical numbing. So we apply topical numbing. You sit for a good 45 minutes, and then we radio frequency microneedling. We do have Pronox or laughing gas. So if it is uncomfortable,
Oh, I'm going
we
to
can
ask for
give you-
that if you ever do it.
okay. If
right?
you watch
Just
The
like,
Secret
fuck.
Lives of Mormon Wives, they get laughing gas
too.
for freaking Botox. Come
Right?
on,
For
now.
Botox.
That is ridiculous.
Botox.
I will say that's.
I don't.
We don't
actually.
offer Pronox for Botox.
I watched it. She didn't.
I didn't
did
either.
not.
I just watched the freaking
I
reels and
couldn't.
shit.
I watched the first one. Was like, no.
Yeah. So we do offer Pronox. You can get the happy gas. Oh my gosh.
I know. Well,
We
so
have
I think
pictures.
it's time.
We have pictures.
We have pictures.
You guys
I don't
can't
know that
see
you
it.
guys can see it because
But
we'll
we
get
can pass
banned.
it along.
I don't know. I
So
feel like we need to be enjoying a snack during now.
Snack.
Oh, you want to see our snacks?
I do want to see your snacks, not snatch.
Where do I see? Where do I show them?
It
to?
is a snatch.
Hold it
It's
up.
a snatch snack.
it's a snatch snack.
So we brought them some snacks.
They kind of look like footballs, but it's not.
That is not a football.
That's
Kudos to my neighbor, Amy Darrington.
Woo!
You rock.
Oh, did she make you like a 3D like printer?
Yeah,
like,
I can
Oh no, I
fold.
bought it off
A
of
mold?
freaking Amazon.
You can buy anything on
You can
Amazon.
Buy
anything
anything
on
on Amazon.
There is a clitoral head.
if you don't know where it is, guys, might I
You
suggest
can find it.
Google
getting a sucker. will show you.
Practice.
Okay, on a
Practice.
total random note, our treatment does like shrink the clitoral head that covers it so you can orgasm better.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
there
that's
are
a
all,
bonus.
there are all sorts of benefits.
Pass those over.
Who doesn't
Tighten
want
it
a
up, shrink things up.
who doesn't want a little extra O?
Oh,
And then you guys, I'll pass the iPad along.
With it?
Yes, because you can see some like before and afters
do you know?
of our
Okay,
vaginas
so
that we've done.
So Jeremy and I wear these lovely like Merry
Okay.
Christmas shirts that I got. That's mine says
Before?
Merry Dickmas and it
After?
has dicks, and Jeremy says Merry Clitmas, and it has a bunch of vaginas. So I'm so excited.
So this one is the
Before.
Before
and
that's
So
one's the
and
after.
okay, so here's the deal. Like vaginas are like fingerprints. Everybody has
everybody's different.
everybody's
is
different.
this the same person?
Yes.
Well, of course.
I was gonna say, why is there a before
Well,
and after? of
but
different
like
people?
so
No,
like
I'm feeling weird looking at it.
but here's the
purpose.
like even with this one. So
This
this
is
is actually
wax
a
and
younger
wax.
gal.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah. So this first one you're looking at, she's actually a younger gal that has or had a uterine prolapse. So basically things were starting to fall.
Mhm.
Way too young for that.
Yes.
And so her
Mine's
doctor had recommended surgery
Or chocolate.
only. Like we've just got to surgically repair that.
Does that mean I got a blue waffle?
You got a blue waffle.
Don't Google that.
Oh,
If you have
Don't
never Googled,
ever Google blue waffle.
never Google.
No, isn't that what is that?
An STD?
No.
No, I don't. Is it an STD? I just know I Googled it once.
Don't ever Google blue waffle.
They're gonna. You don't tell them no.
Sorry. But if I have to go through the pain, you can go through the pain.
Okay, so
But anyway,
continue.
so she came
6
to us.
V-tone, 3 Morphus.
Yeah, so she came to us because she's like, I've got this prolapse when I
Okay,
stand
yeah,
up all
see
day
that?
long.
Yeah.
You see that in verse
Yes,
that?
I
yeah,
do see
so
that.
like when
I don't know. I'm kind of.
when she stood up all day long because she had a job where she was on her feet,
yeah.
she's like, I feel like my crotch is gonna fall out. That's
Oh, that would
honestly,
be so uncomfortable.
but very common.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I need some scissors.
No, I can't
And
get into
so
it. Where did
her-
he go? Bathroom,
Producer.
so he doesn't pee his pants.
Oh my God, I'd kill you.
Hey girls, you can like just break it open.
Oh, you're so bust through that.
Bust it. Bust
Just
it.
now that I get my red tape separated, and I'm really like I have committed.
Oh
to
my
this.
God, yeah, there is. Look at that head.
What a head.
Yeah, that's called a clitoral head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look that head. That's yummy.
No.
Yeah, so we did Morpheus on her and
Mine's
actually
cherry.
corrected her prolapse and
Yeah.
she's been great.
Okay.
Okay, go, there's some better ones.
like, do we
There's
scroll?
some other
Oh,
ones.
you
Yeah,
can-
there you go. Scroll.
Okay,
Amy,
bless you.
Amy and her facial expressions.
Just like
This is
sad
the
they
whole
can't
part. I
see
was like,
them.
I got to
Now
take out
I'm like
before and
this.
afters.
Okay. Sure.
Cheers.
You lick mine, I lick yours.
See the boundaries? That's not a boundary. It's not really
on my chin.
I'm sorry.
Ah.
I was trying to like be studious and pay attention.
Oh yeah, sorry, Aaron. Back to you.
No, that's just,
You
I
can-
just,
You
Oh,
can
you
look
want
at
us to
pictures.
scroll?
No, you can scroll and
Ah.
ask some questions so that we can actually answer. Or do you want me to ask
Well,
to
I
answer?
just don't know what I'm looking at. Forma
Yeah.
V versus V-tone. Like,
Okay, so
what am I
Forma
looking at?
V
Yeah.
is the radio frequency heat.
Okay.
There is no microneedling.
Got you.
Morpheus 8 is
Like,
the
that is a
radio frequency
drastic
microneedling.
yeah. So, I mean, basically it's just the difference. Like those are
Yeah.
legit before and afters
Yeah.
From
like,
our
I see
clients.
drastic differences.
from our clients.
Yeah,
Whoa.
they're not people from
Yeah.
out of state. Those are 100%
I'm feeling
our
really weird.
clients.
This is her Mormon.
And
coming out
let's
here.
just say, if you don't look that way,
I know.
God bless you, but there's.
Sorry, we talked about that earlier.
Okay, I did. We have a friend that went to see you, and we're talking about stuff. And let's go back to this. You talk about when people are in your bubble,
Mhm.
you kind of stay there. No offense, but I let Aaron in my bubble. I'm not going to let you in my bubble.
So
You're going to plan it, I'm sure, but
So typically, if you with a vagina, laser hair, it's you get what you get.
Yeah.
But typically, if you start a vagina with Aaron or you start a vagina with me, you'll stick with me.
Oh, okay.
well, I'm talking just hair removal.
Yeah. If we're in
But
the
same.
nether regions,
Yeah,
You stick with.
you're gonna
it's
stick
that
with
eye
the same.
contact too. But anyways, I do remember saying to Aaron, I'm like, dude, I mean, let's talk about this. And she did say, hey, you look great. You look fine. I'm like, oh my God. Just, you never know, right? I mean, you can't ask a guy that, but you can ask a girl that. They'll
I would
you.
tell everybody that you look great.
Yeah.
You would?
Yes.
You wouldn't throw a card at him and be like, yeah, no, you need to see me.
No,
Oh, well,
Oh.
that is, so
No.
you just lied to me.
no,
No.
because
No.
everybody's different. So
Amy,
what-
you're fine. Look
So
at those
what-
pictures, honey.
I don't know. I don't.
We'll
like,
take a
maybe I
picture
need
of
to
yours.
and send it to you
Sure.
and
Oh my
say,
God, I feel
study
like we're
this.
like on the Sex and the City episode where she
I
didn't have
studied
like the, take a mirror, look down.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, I know what I look like, but I mean, I don't know what, like, is this normal?
So, but
Well,
here's the deal.
It's normal for you.
It's
like your
normal for
fingerprint.
you.
Yeah.
And as long as it's
my
functional
God,
and
you and
it's
your
working,
thumbprint.
who
Okay.
cares what it looks like as long as
Oh,
you're
okay.
happy.
So
Unless
that-
you're on OnlyFans.
Nope.
Are you? No.
My feet. My feet.
Listen, if I did not have morals and I didn't have a job, I would be on that shit.
Right?
You're
Ugh.
making bank.
Dude, I know I could do it. Damn those morals. It's the Mormon coming out.
Oh, okay. This is
That's
major.
a very drastic difference.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Next. Next.
Okay, ask us a good question. I'll
I
answer
don't
while you're
know. What do you
looking.
want me to ask?
Well, do you have
Okay.
any more on your carts?
Well,
Oh, guess we
this
didn't
is
answer.
other
I've gotten
stuff.
distracted with the pictures.
We didn't answer our services. Okay, here, I'll
Oh,
I
tell
was
you.
okay.
gonna. I mean, some of these go broad. Like,
Okay,
go
so
all
we're
over.
we'll
have
tell
to
you
pass that back
services.
or we're going to get distracted this entire time.
Okay, so we do laser hair removal, obviously.
Okay,
Yes.
wait, ma'am, you can't go flashing that towards the
You
camera.
don't show the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Our passion, obviously, is vaginal treatments. Like, really,
Yes.
that, for sure, it's my passion.
Well,
We have not
yeah.
had, I'd say we've done at least 100 clients, at least, of pelvic floor treatments. And not one person has been dissatisfied. Not one person has said,
This didn't help.
this didn't help, or I want my money back, or I have not had a significant quality of life improvement. Not one person has.
That's
that
a
is
good feeling.
100% satisfaction. That is 100% a clap
Oh,
situation
dude.
for you guys.
Dude, that's
That
why
is.
I'm like, this is
Well,
so
and
much
for
better
the
than my real
ladies,
job.
I mean,
Yes.
it's not because
That's
I mean that was Casey's whole thing working in family practice and then really focusing on women's health. Like she didn't have any other options to tell people.
Yeah.
Like
Kegels.
constantly, like
Oh.
Yeah.
people coming in, like what
Where
do
you wanna
I
throat
do?
punch
Like
them.
I've got dryness. I've got constant UTIs. I'm uncomfortable having intercourse.
Mhm.
I,
okay.
And you're
like,
like,
I'm
yeah,
peeing my
me too.
pants. I'm
Like-
like doing all these things.
Welcome
and
to
it's
the
like,
club.
well,
Same.
like, and what do? I don't know.
Yeah.
And like our process is, I mean, if you're wondering, is FDA approved,
Mhm.
but it's still considered cosmetic.
Patriarchy.
And
Right.
so it's a med spa. We don't take insurance anyway, but these treatments are not covered by insurance. Welcome to another conspiracy theory we could get into in a whole other show. But
damn the man.
but
Tinfoil hat. man.
the reality is this actually does help women
Uh-huh.
with their
You need,
entire life. So
Oh, I've got one.
okay.
yeah, it's absolutely life changing in all aspects of
Okay, circling
Yes.
back around. So pelvic health,
Okay.
Okay.
laser hair removal,
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
IPL, so intense
that's
pulse light,
another really good treatment.
intense pulse light therapy. So that is treating age spots, sunspots,
Yep.
vascular spots, like the spot on my nose. It's a little demon. It
Hers
doesn't.
is a demon.
It does not like to go away. So all just flew. It's like I'm flicking things.
You're what?
I hit the mic and something flew off of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So IPL, that is one that we typically don't do in the summer months. So for us, of course, we're on the river.
Yeah.
Sundays are
Yep.
typical, right?
Yep.
We're on the river. So that's not typically one we do in the summer months. It is definitely a winter one. We want you out of the sun. We want you sun
Okay.
protected. So
Mhm.
IPL, medicated weight loss. We do injectable weight loss medication. We do compounded semaglutide and compounded tirzepatide.
Semi-gluten.
GLP one.
Yeah, the GLP
ones.
ones.
Mhm.
Okay.
Fat shots. So what the
Yes.
boys call them.
Yes.
Yes. Works phenomenally. I'm a big fan of it. There's a ton of research coming out with this class of medications, not only for weight loss, but they're looking at inflammation, PCOS. They're actually looking at alcohol abuse because when most people,
What?
if you drink alcohol
I know.
and you're
Do we
taking
really
these
wanna
shots,
do that?
Uh-huh.
they suppress the drive to drink. And
Oh.
so there's
Oh.
a ton of research coming out with GLP-1s.
That's
So we
not
do,
fun.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
there's-
We would agree. It doesn't stop us so
Yeah,
far.
Oh, sweet.
People always ask us, Erin and I cycle on and off.
Yeah.
Like I'll come on, I'll come off. I've been off for almost 3 months.
Mhm.
It just like I cycle.
It depends on our lifestyle, what we're doing.
That's what we're doing at
Yeah.
the time. But I am by no means overweight, right?
Mhm.
Like, but there are times when I could stand to lose 5 to 10 pounds, right? And so
Mhm.
I cycle on off, I microdose. But that's the joy of compounding medications is that you get that personalized touch. I treat it a little bit like personalized medicine, concierge medicine almost. You get access to Erin and I 24/7.
Sure.
Pretty much you're paying for a
Mhm.
service.
And that goes back to community, right? Like
Yeah.
small town and, that one-on-one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So we do compounded medication. We do neurotoxins. So the ones we carry are Botox,
Do you need
Xeomin.
another one?
Yes. But I wasn't trying to interrupt. Go on. Go on.
We need a beer. Botox, Xeomin, and Dysport.
Mhm.
And then we also do lip fillers. We typically don't fill anywhere else except lips. That is one of the questions we get quite consistently. We only do lips.
Okay.
Let's
Where
see what
else
else.
would you fill?
You can
Oh,
do
like
like your face.
Oh, okay.
all
Yeah,
over.
like you can do all over.
Yeah.
You're talking about the lips
Watch
on your
Secret Wives
face,
of Mormon Wives.
not the lips down.
Yeah.
No, Tip.
Lips.
That's what we use radio frequency microneedling for.
Put your lips on.
And we can also
the lips on my
do
lips.
Yeah. microneedling of the face. So that's big and makes huge improvements.
Yeah.
The body,
And to the body. We've done quite a few abdomens.
We did my flanks.
Okay, do you do hormone replacement therapy?
We do
Yes.
bioidentical.
talk to me
okay.
about
Yep. That we've got
this.
lots of
I've
questions.
got a lot
about
of questions
this.
on
All right.
this.
I
Let's go.
figured. I just done a ton of classes on this. So
Okay.
here we go.
Yeah, teach me up on this because I've done a little bit of TikTok research.
Med
is
what
not,
we
you
call med talk.
Yes. I would like to hear from actual professionals. Like what, I don't know, because I self-diagnose, again, from reading things on the internet and TikTok and shit like that, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can be totally influenced to buy this stupid drink because maybe I have, cortisol issues this week. Maybe I have this week.
So
What is it?
hormone? Okay.
Yes.
So what we do is bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. So we use compounded hormones. We typically use a pharmacy out of Utah. And so you and I meet, or whoever it is, we meet. We go over your labs. We go over your symptoms.
You draw our blood.
labs.
We draw your
Okay.
blood. Okay, let me back up.
Yeah.
You got to talk to us like
talk
we're
to me like I'm
we're
coming
stupid.
in.
Yeah.
Because I am.
Yeah.
So am I. I'm the dumbest smart person,
Fantastic.
I'm just dumb.
So typically you'll come in, and for a female, if you are still menstruating,
Okay, so what, you do men and women on this?
Yes.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay, go.
So there's two different subjects. So let's talk women first.
Don't worry,
Okay.
we got something for Jeremy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Good. Because this is so up his alley. Like, I'm not even kidding.
We
you.
got
Like,
something for
he's so
Jeremy.
into
Don't
this.
you worry.
And
Don't
he
you
did
worry.
the 10X health.
And Adam.
He's done all this.
Okay, so here's the deal. Our husband's total tangent. They're our guinea pigs.
Oh,
God bless
fantastic.
them.
God bless him.
God
Eric
bless James and Eric. Both of them have said with this, they're not even on testosterone. They're on what we call peak performance. They will never go back.
James
Okay.
went home the other day
Because he
left the
forgot
house
his meds.
and he forgot to take his med.
He
and
went home.
home.
He
to
left
take
the
it.
farm and drove home to go get his meds because he forgot it.
That's awesome.
Right.
Okay,
It's good stuff.
you'll get it, my friend.
Hopefully.
Okay. So back to that. So you'll come in. If you're a menstruating female, we want you on your luteal phase.
Whoa. I am in that, but I have an IUD and I don't have a.
Then we guess.
Okay, I had an ablation.
Then we guess.
Okay, perfect.
So you
Okay.
guess.
So
Okay.
most women your age, we guess.
Oh, okay.
If you have no other precluding factors that affect your menstrual cycle, we try for the luteal phase.
Okay.
And that's anywhere from day 14 to 21 of your cycle.
Okay, yeah.
If you postmenopausal, doesn't matter. You had an ablation, you had an IUD, you're so damn
Yes.
perimenopausal, you don't even freaking know.
God.
You just come in and then
you come in, I just draw your labs.
and then we figure it
and then
out.
we figure shit out.
And then we figure it out. Really is what it is. Let's be realistic. Because most often women who are coming in are in the throes of the no man's land, right? Like
We don't know what's going
we
on.
have no clue what the hell's going on.
No.
And so we just, right, if you're having a symptom, it's perimenopause.
Is
right?
what the
That's-
general.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because it's the no man's land. So you come in and get your blood work.
Or you're crazy.
It happens.
Which also is kind of like a symptom of like,
Hand in hand.
It's all
It's
goes
all
together,
related.
there's
right?
that one gal
That
that's
is
on-
that is why most women get divorced.
Yeah.
In the perimenopausal phase.
I think so. I think
it's
like
because
there's the
you're-
one lady on TikTok that she started this whole club and it's called the We Do Not Care Club, like WDNC. And she gets on there every day and she does announcements and it's because it's a perimenopause and she's just like, these are the things we do not care about today. And she takes comments and she's just,
I think I've seen her.
It's
I think
something
she
with
comes on my For
Melanie.
You page.
Yes, and she and she has this like paperclip napkin in her like shirt that says "We Do Not Care Club Resident" or something.
I
And she-
think I've seen those.
Excuse me, we have our announcements for today, and it is fantastic because it all came from a meltdown in her car in a parking lot because the store hadn't opened yet, and she needed her ashwagandha because she felt like that kept her sane. And she's like,
ashwagandha is phenomenal for high cortisol levels, by the way.
It's in my little drink over there. I drink one every morning. Because in my
So,
mind, that's going
I'm
to
like,
solve
that's
all
high
of my
stress.
problems.
Unfortunately, there's nothing for high cortisol. And there is, but there really isn't. And ashwagandha is one of the actually like supplements that does help with that.
Sweet.
And your cortisol levels are
Stress,
okay.
right? So
I knew that. I just maybe someone
Why
else.
I was like, yeah, that's me.
Shit, yeah. And that'll fuck with your
this is why I
hormones.
have like 2 jobs and I have 2 children. I have a type 1 diabetic and I just go like this all the time.
just smile and look
That's
pretty.
why I cry all the time. So you get your labs drawn. Typically, Aaron and so let's back up. This is a 2-man show, right? If you're coming in, you see Aaron and you see me. If you call the spa, Aaron answers or I answer. There is nobody else.
That's awesome.
We don't have a
You get us.
secretary.
Personal. You do.
Yeah.
You get the girls.
You get us. So typically when people call, you're going to get Aaron or I. Well, not typically. You will get Aaron or I. So either Aaron or I are drawing your blood. Takes about a week to get the lab results. Again, this is all cash pays. But if you ran this through your insurance, it would be thousands of dollars. We charge $250 cash, and it's usually anywhere from, depends on the male or female panel. It's anywhere from like, there's probably 15 different labs on the female version. And I think there's like 13 or 14 on the male.
Okay, here's a question. So I'm coming to see you. Do I need to fast
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
You'll
for
want to
a
be
true, accurate reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
because we're going to check your cholesterol, right? Because precursor to cholesterol is a precursor to all your hormones,
Okay.
right? So we want to
okay.
know your cholesterol levels.
So we're going to fast. So we want to do it in the morning.
Correct. So typically we draw on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
It's a same day send out. We use Access Labs. That's the labs we use. They get overnighted via air, and then we have lab results in about a week. We'll schedule you back. You meet with me. You'll meet with me every time, actually. And there's a lot of paperwork, unfortunately. It's not paperwork, it's computer work. Lots of checklists and things. And so I go through your checklists because what's on the paper doesn't mean that what the labs say doesn't mean what you're feeling, right?
They don't always coordinate.
So,
I think
normal-
Such as what?
So,
So normal's not always optimal.
Oh, okay.
Right? Normal labs are not always optimal.
Okay.
and what's normal for Amy and optimal for Amy isn't optimal for Jen. Isn't optimal for me.
Got you.
Isn't optimal for Casey.
So you may be feeling like
right, the brain
low
fog,
energy, brain fog, all those things.
Right, irritability.
Yes.
You can't sleep
But
at
your
night.
labs are going to come back and be like, no, you're good.
They're
Right.
normal.
Okay.
So a lot of times when you draw a lab, I'm sorry. Ugh.
Do it, belch it. I can't do it. They want you to.
We get told that all the time.
We
Just
have
let
a
it
guy
fly.
that
I'm
wants
like,
it too.
I'm like,
Nope, I do this a lot.
I just let it go normally. I've held in several.
Yeah. So like when you go see your medical doctor, nothing against the medical doctors, like they've just kind of got a different practice. They'll draw labs and they're like, oh, they're normal. And you're like, but I feel crazy.
but I still feel
Yes.
like crap.
I feel
Yes.
crazy. Like
Yes.
I have no energy.
Yes.
My brain is like, I don't know, across the river somewhere and I can't get my poop in a group. Like
Can't think of that word. What's that word? What's that
Yeah, like
word? What's that word?
names are really bad for me right now. I can't freaking think of. I'm like, oh, give me 2 seconds. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
Amy.
Jen.
Maiden name.
Maiden name.
Stop.
I've been married for 15 years.
I know. I'm sorry.
And so that's what like Casey's really good about because obviously she has to prescribe your hormones, so she sees the hormone patients. But she's really good at like so these levels are normal, or maybe they're not. Maybe they're below normal. Maybe they're above normal. I mean, she looks at all that. But what's more important is how are you feeling?
Gotcha.
How
That's, and
are
that's
you?
so
What
Sometimes I
what
feel like
is
that's-
actually going on
that's
with you?
the disconnect with the medical community. And I'm
Right.
not trying to bag on them because
No, it's just
we have
different.
a fantastic doctor who I know would listen 110% and like look beyond that. But not everybody does.
Right. But it's just different.
It
and,
is.
And a lot of the stuff that we do, like the compounding pharmacy, bioidentical hormone therapy, it's not what they're trained in. It's not what insurances cover. Insurances don't cover hormone therapy normally.
Unless you're using the FDA brand named approved
Right.
stuff.
Which isn't always the best for people. Like just to put that out there, just because the FDA says it's okay doesn't always mean it's the best for
Well,
you.
sometimes it says okay to stuff that like how many other countries say no to?
Yeah. And so,
There's that.
like working closely with our compounding pharmacy that we use too, it's like we've talked to them, we know what they're putting into stuff,
Yeah.
and they're making it as Casey prescribes. We have lots of different options as to what to give, Jen versus Amy versus
Right.
Casey versus Aaron. And so I think that makes a huge difference too. And then,
Well, and even like that. So like you might do better with cream. You might do better with a pill, right? Like I don't do pellets. That's one of the things that people always ask me.
Like for testosterone.
Yes.
right.
Yeah, correct. I do not do pellets.
What are pellets? Like,
They actually
Cut.
so they make an incision and then they'll implant them.
oh,
And some people they work great for it. It's just not something that I feel like once you implant a pellet, right? There's no removing it,
got you.
right? So
Yeah.
if you're having
And
significant,
they're like 3 months.
correct,
long-
And if you're
longevity.
having significant side effects, that
Yeah.
can be a problem.
correct. So if
Right.
you're having significant side effects, it's a problem. So
I have a question when you're done.
oh, you're good. Speaking of husbands,
He's waiting.
he's like, "Are you done yet?"
Nope.
Actually,
James,
you want to
nope.
know the words? Are you bitches done yet?
That's
No,
right
we
there.
fucking aren't.
James.
You're so charismatic.
So we
He's
could
such a
look at your
lover.
such. So I look at your symptoms, I look at your labs, and then I make a personalized plan for you. So it may be creams, it may be pills, and then it may be either estrogen, progesterone, or testosterone.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Okay.
I actually
God.
use estradiol. Actually, that is the estrogen that we use. It's called E2. So you'll use either estradiol, progesterone, or testosterone, combination of those three. And you get pills, creams,
Pills or cream.
pills or creams pretty much is what you're getting from
So
me.
here's that, right? Out of the 3, which makes you the horniest?
Testosterone.
Testosterone.
And can you have too much of a good thing? Ha 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 ha.
100% yes.
Okay.
Especially in a female.
You don't want to grow a beard,
You do not want
Oh.
to act. So
acne,
think of
hair
a
growth.
Think of a 16-year-old male teenager.
Oh, okay.
Acne,
Mhm.
weird voice changes,
Oh.
horny as shit, kind of a shit.
Okay.
An
You
asshole.
are a boy.
Okay.
Right?
My husband's over there looking at me like, it's fine.
It's
Yeah,
great.
Sign up.
It's
Go
great.
ahead.
So too much of a
I'll
testosterone,
just shave you.
right? That's what you think, right? There's
Yeah.
too much testosterone.
Yes.
There's also too much estrogen and there's too much progesterone.
So what are the symptoms of that?
Depends. So too much progesterone, if you're getting a prescription pill, it's usually like one of the great side effects is sleep. You don't get the difficulty falling asleep and you don't get that 2 a.m. wake up
Oh my God.
when you don't go back to sleep.
Oh, I won't even. you're going to die if I tell you what it takes me to go to sleep and stay
You need
asleep.
progesterone.
You need progesterone.
Oh,
But
it's
too
a
much
process.
progesterone, you'll actually be too sleepy.
Okay.
If you're getting a prescription for
Yeah.
me, is you're going to be too sleepy. You could also get some breast tenderness that can come from your estrogen. If you're a menstrual cycle, you might have some irregularities with your menstrual cycle, right? Because I am obviously adjusting your hormones level. If you are not truly menopausal and you're perimenopausal, I might make you rebleed. So say you hadn't bled for 6 months,
Mhm.
you might rebleed again.
Oh, okay.
Just
Right.
introducing
would
all
that
of this
affect?
back
Would that
in.
affect like my ablation? Because I know that people. I mean, I've had mine for like 9 years, and thank God it has not come back. But I know that that's a thing.
It can, right?
Uh-huh.
Anytime. So ablation obviously is completely within
Yes.
that endometrial
Yes.
lining.
Uh huh.
We're messing with your hormones. That's always a possibility.
Okay.
It's always
Okay.
a possibility.
Okay, so when you're messing with the hormones, you can sometimes, you have to tweak them.
Correct.
So how long until you perfect them?
Well, it depends. So we've had some clients. This is a little bit of concierge medicine. This is the joy of being a
Mhm.
small community. They
Yeah.
text me and I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I've had one client who only takes her progesterone every other night
Mhm.
because of the side effects. I have one client that was really struggling with waking up with daytime fatigue
Mhm.
because it helps with your sleep. Progesterone's phenomenal for your sleep. We had her dose 2 hours earlier, fixed the world.
Okay.
So it's a little bit, it's tweaking.
It's just, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody
Alright, so-
is different.
Yeah, and then normally what happens is you're on it for 3 months, and just before your prescriptions essentially run out, you come back in, we do a relab draw just to see what progress we've made with those hormone levels. And then of course you like reevaluate your symptoms. I'm
Mhm.
feeling great, or like this isn't quite right. And then if you're doing great and then Casey just renews your prescriptions, and you're good for 6 to 12 months. Like it's not, we're just going to let you ride it out. If we have to make some adjustments or things just aren't quite right, then we may need to redraw your labs in 3 months. It may be 6 months. It really just depends on how you're doing. And a lot of it too is like Casey might say, well, we're going to increase this or decrease that.
They're
and
right out there.
They're right there.
He's like, we're parked outside.
Jeremy, stand
give
up and go
us
out on the
give
deck
us a
and give me a yell.
guess.
And
Give us a guess.
and so, at that point too, sometimes it's just simple things like Casey said, like, okay, take it every other day, or let's like do earlier, or like the ointments come in like a click thing, and it's usually
Looks like a deodorant stick.
Yeah. And so it's like you click once or 1.5 or whatever. And so she can make those quick adjustments to be like, well, instead of the 1.5,
They're
do
welcome
one
to
click.
come in if they want to. We can
Like-
open up the basement and they
They
can
can come in.
They can totally come in if they want to. Sorry.
Well,
That
if
was-
our kids are there and you don't want my
that's
children.
fine.
I told him 30 minutes.
He got stung by a wasp, so he's actually not this well behaved, but I gave him a Benadryl just in case. Half of us are allergic to bees, and I wasn't quite sure where we were on it. So I was like, well,
That's
Drug
great.
him.
Look at him.
He's
He's
the same
enjoying
age
his
as
Sunday.
Roxanne.
He's an
well, he
angel.
was, he's a true Cancer, and he's very sensitive. And he was,
Busy.
you would have thought that he broke his arm in 3 different places, and it was a sting.
Oh,
It's
well,
fine.
It happens. Yeah. So hormone therapy is our newest addition to the spa, but we're super excited about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited
We've
about
had a lot of questions about
A lot on
hormone,
that one.
the HRT.
Yes.
Yep.
These are
Okay.
funny.
Okay, give us another
I
question. I'm all
mean,
for
so
it.
I'm trying to read through it because you're answering
No,
some with
you're
like the
answering
sex drive,
some.
right? That's
Yeah.
your
That's
testosterone.
testosterone.
Okay, wait.
Um,
Specifically about HRT, will this stop my uterus from throwing monthly tantrums or keep me from crying during insurance commercials?
Monthly tantrums,
Possibly
no.
Crying, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that's bipolar right
Monthly
there.
tantrums, no.
How soon
what are-
will you
what-
feel like yourself or someone slightly less stabby?
Yes.
6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Roughly.
Okay, but whoa, go back to that first one.
Oh,
So if you can fix the crying, why can't you fix the tantrums?
well, because tantrums is your period.
Tantrums are your period.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not stopping the bleeding.
No.
okay, all right.
We can't stop the bleeding.
This one's
we
fine.
could,
I could stop your
the
bleeding,
bleed.
but that's not my goal.
Okay, so
That's
what
not
if you
the goal.
stop taking it? Will you go back? Will you revert back?
Yeah, you don't want to just stop.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it is one of those that you
Once you
think-
start it, you really need to kind of see it through. And
Well, not necessarily
You'll
see
feel
it
so
through.
much better. You won't want to quit.
If-
well,
generally.
that would be my guess. But
If
there's-
you
I
want to
mean-
stop, you want to titrate down.
Oh, okay.
Right? Cold turkey, you'd hate me.
Mm-hmm.
You'd hate everybody around you, and you'd blame me. And so it's more of a titration down, so that you don't you think of like. I actually had one of the classes I took. They talked about like they equate it to a castration. Women going through menopause is going through a castration.
Yes.
And so when you think of it that way, you're like, well, no wonder I feel so shitty.
Yeah.
No wonder I have all of these symptoms. And right, if a male was castrated, dear sweet Lord,
Oh my god.
it would all be fixed.
If they
Pussies.
peed their pants every day,
It would be 100% insurance
it
covered.
would
would
be
be-
100% normal treatment.
What we deal
All
with
the
it, we
things.
cover it up. We don't talk about it. We
Absolutely.
just, you know what I mean, soldier on.
Yeah.
And-
So it is one
yeah,
that if you're
yeah.
going to come off of weed, I would probably titrate you off just so that
Mhm.
you don't go from feeling hopefully somewhat better.
That's a fancy
Yes.
word for saying trickle down.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing that has come across too is people are like, well, okay, so I start this stuff. Like, how long do I stay on it? And the best thing we've heard and learned so far is about 10 years before you want to die.
Is when you want to stop.
Like hormone therapy, biological, because go back. So, and I'm sure if you're a TikTok watcher, you've seen this. When they started doing hormone therapy 30, 40 years ago, they were offering Premarin, which is pregnant mare's urine hormone.
That's the hormone that you're taking if you're taking Premarin.
So was basically an estrogen replacement. And
And they're using progestin, not progesterone.
so the hormone replacement and like
Remember all this.
right. Well, but people think, because what's
Hormones
come out
are
is
bad.
hormones equals cancer equals bad.
Equals
Mhm.
blood clots.
Equals blood clots,
Okay.
equals like lots of things. Well, over the last few years, they've gotten a lot better about the chemistry of it. And so the hormones we're prescribing are actually identical
Get it.
chemically
Okay.
to what your body produces. So people tolerate it a lot better.
Yeah.
And so it's a
We'll
lot more
stay focused.
Right.
We're focused.
We're focused, Jen.
I'm sorry. I was just like, hey, you could teach a class on that. Boys, watch Casey.
Look, I'll probably lick the backside.
Okay, so I do have. Oh, yeah.
Get it?
Onto the backside.
Whoa.
Flip her over and hit her from the backside.
That's a poop hole loophole, baby.
So
Do you watch that video of the
have.
the Mormons and the
I-
loop?
I have. That's what
I have not.
I'll show you later.
Okay.
She's gonna make a lot
Okay,
of
we're gonna have to
faces.
tell you about the men's stuff because
Yes, we do have to
'Cause
talk
we-
about the men's stuff,
And I don't know where we're at right now. Where are we
I
at,
have so
Jer?
many questions.
We're an hour.
But I
Okay.
also,
Okay.
I'm okay if we split this into a couple of episodes. Do we need to
Okay.
pause for a second
No.
and go pee? Like,
it's up to you.
well, no, I just am making sure.
I'm
double
good.
checking.
Okay, let me tell you about the men
Let's talk about the men.
because I actually think it works better than the female stuff, which
Really?
again sucks. So
Yeah.
we have two different options for men. So we have testosterone,
Mhm.
like we do testosterone treatment or what T treatment.
Yes.
I use actually testosterone cream. I don't use testosterone injection. Typically one because it hurts when people inject it. And I feel like it's a little bit easier to use for men. The downside with testosterone cream is it can be transferred. And so men and women both, when you're using testosterone cream, I always talk about making sure you're not having contact with the next 4 hours. So I always say in the morning before you get up, shower, do your thing,
Mhm.
apply it.
Touch.
Yeah, no touchy,
Mhm.
no touchy. And you
For 4
always
hours.
Go to work.
always wash your hands because it
Little
can
phalanges.
transfer. Right?
Those are these.
So always wash your hands. So we do testosterone cream. And then the other medication we actually use is called Peak Performance. That's like the brand that our pharmacy uses. It's a precursor to testosterone.
Mhm.
So it's a compounded medication with 2 different precursors to testosterone. And then it's got a low dose Cialis.
Oh.
Oh.
It's phenomenal.
Okay.
It's
Look at that is
phenomenal.
a satisfied woman look.
It's
Look at Jeremy. He's interested.
Yeah.
Look at his little face over there.
Yes.
So
Smiling.
you don't get, there are some risks associated with testosterone, 100%, right? With any medication. Hold on.
TV timeout.
I can. Do you want me to?
No,
you gotta
it's
look at
like
it?
we got people on the boat saying you're missing some items. I'm hoping that's not my child. So it's 2 precursors to testosterone, low dose Cialis. They take it every day. It is a pill. You don't have the negative associated risks associated with testosterone. So you can get some erythrocytosis with testosterone, which
Whoa. Dumb that down. What?
I'm going to.
That's okay.
Esperate.
I don't know what that means.
That
Jill.
means too much blood.
Oh.
It is a common side effect with
In the-
testosterone.
Yeah.
And so not even your penis, just everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So if you take testosterone, they monitor your CBC, looking at your hemoglobin and hematocrit. So people say, oh, I'm anemic, right?
Yeah.
That means your hemoglobin and hematocrit is low. Erythrocytosis, your hemoglobin and your hematocrit are high. So you typically go donate blood, and that's
Oh.
great.
Okay.
You don't get that risk associated with this pill, but you get the benefits.
So essentially, the
Oh.
peak performance with the precursor to testosterone is it allows your body to use the testosterone that you have. Well, for men, I shouldn't say women, but for men, the testosterone that they have, it actually allows their body to utilize that testosterone more effectively and efficiently. And so they may not, they don't need the testosterone. It's like, well, let's just give you something that helps you use that hormone more effectively
that you already have.
that you already have in your body.
I like that.
Yeah. And so for a lot of, so Eric's 50,
Mhm.
James
right?
is 40.
and I was like, we need to try this and see because he's always, this goes back to the level things. He's always felt like over the last probably 10 years, he's like, I just don't feel the same.
Mhm.
Like my
Tired.
energy, I just don't feel as strong. I don't like all the guy things.
Yeah.
And he's had his testosterone tested multiple times. Everybody's like, you don't have low T, you don't have low T, you don't have low T. And so with this deal, it was like, well, let's try this. I mean, because the thing that happens with hormones is as you age, they naturally decrease. That's the way our bodies are essentially made to function.
Right.
I mean, that's why you go into menopause.
Yes.
That's why
Yes.
but what they're finding with, it's kind of more the side, it's called functional medicine. So what they're finding is with these supplements, hormone replacement, things like that, yeah, your body's made to do that. But does it have to do that?
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily. Like,
Can we ease this
we can ease
process?
it a little bit more.
Yeah.
We can get rid of those side effects. And like I said, a lot of the experts in this area are saying, you know what? If you want to die in the next 10 years, then stop your hormone therapy.
Or here's the
I
perfect
mean,
example.
that's like, because it's like, just keep it up. Like, you're still going to age,
Yeah.
but you might as well have the energy and the focus
Yes.
and
quality of life.
keep your muscle tone. Like
Yes.
all those
Well, especially
things
because
that,
we're doing things longer. Like
Right.
retirement
Absolutely.
age
Yeah.
is getting
All that stuff.
You know what I
Pushed
mean?
out.
Anyway, I'm just
Well,
Yeah.
one of the classes I took, they said, what's the risk of hormone replacement therapy, right? What's the risk? What's the risk of menopause, osteoporosis, hip fractures,
right.
Alzheimer's,
cardiac disease,
cardiac
stroke.
disease, right? So you look at the risks of hormone replacement therapy, or you look at the risks of menopause, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
The likelihood of you get a hip fracture and the likelihood of you dying within 5 years is almost 90%.
Oh, wow.
You get a
my
hip
gosh.
fracture, you will most likely die within 5 years.
Oh my
the first
gosh.
year.
What?
In the first year?
The first
You
year
see
is
that with the older people.
But the
like
older
you really
people,
do.
a hip
right?
fracture.
A
A
hip
hip fracture is a death sentence.
a hip fracture will kill you,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
So it's you have to think of it like, yeah, there are risk factors. There's risk factors with everything, right? There's
Yes.
risk factors with medication. There's risk factors with not taking medication. So what's the risk of hormones? What's the risk of menopause, right? And so you have to look at your risk and be like,
Wow. Yeah.
well, I think I'm really kind of willing to risk some hormones.
I kind of, yeah. Oh my gosh.
But the men, of course, they get some peak performance and they don't have and they just go about
Yeah.
their big. But James even says, so James is 40. My husband works very, very hard and he works super long days. And he says, like, he went to the farm and he came home and took his med because for him, it was such a massive difference
But
in
he's scared to
Just
miss
energy
it.
level.
his energy level, right? He is strong. I mean, if you've ever seen my husband, he is broad shouldered. He is very, very muscular. But for him, it's 100% the energy. He doesn't have the 2 p.m. slump.
Mhm.
Like, it's just been a massive thing for him in his work that he's like, oh, I'm coming back and I'm taking it.
Yeah.
In fact, he told me today, he's like, make sure you order me more. And I looked at the prescription. I'm like, you have like 30 days left. You'll be
Like,
fine,
no.
sweetheart. You'll be
He's
fine.
scared.
It's getting close.
Getting close, too close for comfort.
Listen, they have been guinea pigs for a lot of things. And this is one he's like, it's good. I
Yeah.
like it.
Well, that's a pretty good.
Yeah, that speaks for itself.
It does.
So funny story. You want to hear funny? I'm going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
I do.
So when I was in nursing school, I'm like, you got to let me try an IV. Right. So I stuck an IV. And then I got to nurse practitioner school. I'm like, I need to check your prostate.
Oh, good God.
And he goes, fuck, no. Fine. Fine, James.
Rude.
Cross the line.
Rude.
That's our boundary.
That was a boundary.
It was a boundary that he was not willing to cross. I'm like, come on,
That's
man.
a firm one.
Come on, man.
Fine.
I have
guess I'll
little
go find
fingers.
another.
Guess I'll go find another prostate to
Look at my
examine.
little fingers. Let me just
That's a little skinny finger.
just little.
All right. What other questions you got, Jen?
Okay. Do hormones help with bladder urgency or frequent urination?
Not typically.
That's going to be your other stuff that you.
Yes and no. If you use vaginal estrogen, it does help with like recurrent UTIs and vaginal dryness.
Oh, okay.
Vaginal estrogen can very much help with that. But if it's really going to, you really want to just get a little bit
Yeah.
of Vitone and some
Yep.
Morpheus down there.
Okay, how about this one? How do you know if you have a bladder prolapse versus a uterus prolapse? What are the
Well, this
symptoms
is
for
a Casey
each
question.
and the best way to treat them?
That's going to be a physical exam.
Okay.
So to get into much detail, it depends on when you're looking in your vagina, where the prolapse is, as you can tell whether what's prolapsing and the significance of it. There are some women I have done an exam on and I'm like, you need surgery. You are so far prolapsed that what I can offer you will not help you. You need to go get things put back where they need to be.
Mhm.
But it's really a physical exam. We do offer free consultations as long as you're comfortable with it. I'm happy.
Is this a free consultation?
I will look.
Well, look here for free.
I will look.
I'll tip you.
Well, and generally speaking,
I
as
will
long
look.
as this is like, you guys are probably going to die, but this is totally nursing stuff. As long as it's not
Coming out.
Uh-huh.
or you can't feel it,
Then
like
typically it's okay.
then typically it's something we can treat.
Yeah.
But the honest thing is that as
Sometimes
a
that is
woman,
happening.
your uterus can fall out your vagina.
Uh-huh.
Your bladder can fall out your vagina, and your vagina and everything that's what a prolapse is it's
Yes.
falling
Mhm.
out. But generally speaking, for us and what we do for people is, as long as you can't touch it and feel it,
Mhm.
then usually it's something we can help with.
Okay.
But there is that point where
You're gonna have
you
to go
just
get
have
some
to have
else.
surgery.
Yeah.
And if anybody has that, just get it fixed.
Yeah.
Like,
Gosh.
well, but I've taken care
Life.
of women in their like 80s and 90s, and they're like, well, I've had this for 20 years. And I'm like, good
Just
God.
push it in.
Oh.
But welcome back to, like, people don't want to talk about
Yeah.
it. They're
Yeah.
embarrassed. They don't know.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, just like get it fixed. Like, that's not okay. It's not comfortable. It's not good for you. Like, it's not
Yeah.
healthy. There's lots of things that
Well,
can
yeah.
go on.
I'm sitting here thinking, if that's coming out,
Yeah,
that's
get
not
that
good.
fixed.
Okay,
Yeah.
next question.
Okay, here. How about this one?
Okay.
If I start HRT, will my boobs betray gravity for a little longer?
No. Unfortunately, that is gravity.
Okay.
Okay. What is the difference between doing laser hair removal with you guys, like the laser with you guys,
Yeah.
versus the home devices that you see available
Ooh.
online?
Oh,
Medical grade versus
Yes.
not.
versus-
I was gonna say this to me because I don't believe in the ones that I see. Like, I'm like, there's no way this is that good.
I believe in this. I can attest.
Let me tell you the difference.
Okay.
A home device, they don't have to wear goggles, correct? You come in and see me.
We have to wear goggles.
We have to wear medical grade laser safety goggles.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the
All I'm
laser
hearing
hair
is, like,
removal
Austin
is
Powers.
yeah,
Laser.
right.
$1 million.
A lot of the home lasers are based, I think, what I understand, trying to look at them, like on a intense pulse light. So
Yeah.
like our IPL, theoretically, if
Will reduce
turned
hair.
high enough, it can reduce hair. But we have the Dialase XL. It's all for all skin types, as long as you have some pigment. So like if you've got gray hair, there is not a laser hair removal out there that's
gray
gonna see it.
pubes.
Gray pubes.
Okay,
Oh.
when you're on the river and you see my husband, he is not an advertisement for me because
Absolutely
he is
not.
100% gray.
And he will not
Chest,
come into the
Chest,
spa.
back, and he is 100% gray.
Oh,
so
we've been
he's
trying to get
not.
him to
And
come in for
he's
2.5
just
years.
owning it.
I'm like, dude, you look like a carpet and you are the worst.
I know. And I'm like, if you don't trust your wife, like I will do it. It's fine. Just come and see me.
He
Like
has so much gray.
seriously.
As long as you don't have gray hair.
Why gray? But you
There's
can
no-
do
Okay,
blondies.
so if
Eh.
there's a little bit of pigment in it. So the lasers see the pigmentation in your hair follicle. So you have to have strawberry blonde, yes, not 100%.
Blondes
So
are
like
questionable.
blondes are questionable.
Okay.
But basically your best bet honestly is like somebody like me with kind of lighter skin tone and dark hair. Like the laser is gonna see that.
Pubes are the best.
But
They're dark and
they're
coarse.
dark and coarse and yeah, they
They just go away.
but like even for like I mean for myself, well Casey was laughing about it today. She's like, I should probably shave. I'm like, oh, but they're blonde. Like I still have hair on my legs, but they're blonde hair.
Mhm.
All the coarse dark hair is gone for the most part. You're never gonna have, I can say, I mean, never 100% of it's gone, but the best part about it is at least the stuff that still might grow is very slow growing. It's very thin. It's soft. It doesn't. So,
Okay.
but the home stuff, it's just not intense enough. I mean, you're probably going to still have to do it every couple of weeks
Yeah.
for the rest of your life to get it to go away. And we'll see you. Our treatments are usually 6 to 8 treatments, 4 to 8 weeks apart. It just kind of depends on what kind of progress we make. And that's back to, everybody's individual.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at? What progress have we had? Let's give it 6 weeks. Let's give it 8 weeks, and just kind of see. So,
Okay. Well, awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
I have been educated.
have so been educated.
did we answer all the card
I
questions?
mean,
think-
but basically throughout the whole thing, I'm looking at yes.
Okay. Wait,
oh,
this
I
one's
have one
about
more.
Thyroid issues.
oh, yeah.
Would
she
that
tweets
be helpful? Like, would that be part of the hormone
Hormone
replacement?
replacement.
The thyroid?
What about
Yeah,
this?
yes, we do
Is
look at thyroid.
Birth control still necessary during perimenopause?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Unless
you're
you
not
want to get
fully-
pregnant.
Oh,
Well, so like funny story, like even with GLP-1s, which
Use your
are the
birth
weight
control.
loss drugs, right?
Yes.
So we've had we have a lot of people on weight loss drugs, and there's a lot to be said about it, and people can be naysayers, whatever. I agree with Casey. They're freaking miracle drugs. I don't give a shit what, like, they're the best, but whatever. Because they help with other things. Like
Mhm.
people are like, oh, she got so skinny. Well, you know what? Whatever. They're being shown to help with autoimmune disease because they decrease inflammation.
Mhm.
There's all sorts of stuff, but
You become more fertile.
you become more fertile. And so there's a lot of OBGYNs that are prescribing them, especially with women with
Oh.
PCOS, because it
Mhm.
decreases your insulin resistance. You lose weight, all of a sudden your hormones start functioning better.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of people that have come to us and they're like, oh, I'm 35. I'm done having kids. I haven't had a period for whatever. And
Use
Casey's like,
condoms.
get on some birth control. Yeah, it is like, and we've had the panic call from a couple patients.
Oh,
And I'm like, I told you. I told you.
So, yeah, I
Ew.
mean, really,
I told you to use birth control.
yeah, I mean, it's
As her friend.
I mean, we're all really fertile till we're not. And that's, and menopause is marked by no bleeding for 1 full year.
oh,
That's when you go through menopause,
1 full year.
is when you have the absence of a menstrual cycle for a full year. Even if you go 11 months and rebleed, you're
not
still in
there yet.
Start over.
perimenopause.
Start over.
You're starting over.
Oh, start
You're
over.
in perimenopause.
Hey, these are
Still.
all awesome.
I was gonna say that was another question right here.
Yeah.
How long does it typically last?
Yeah.
Forever.
Forever.
No, perimenopause.
Forever.
Forever. So even if you go through a menopause, right, you're still going to get the symptoms of perimenopause. Just because you stop bleeding doesn't mean it doesn't go away.
Oh, that your brain fog's not gonna go away.
That's why
Fuck.
that's why the replacement's so important.
That hence the
Okay.
reason you take the hormones till 10 years
I'm
till
gonna get
you're
so
ready
smart.
to die.
Yeah.
I'll get so smart.
Oh, watch out, world.
Watch out, world. I'll use my words again.
Double check's going to be like,
Woo!
bam, bam.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's back.
That's the GLP-1. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Eh,
What?
We use a
Ugh.
compounded semaglutide.
Yeah. Okay. So Jeremy would like to know what is the difference between like an Ozempic or a Monjaro with the GLP-1?
Okay,
What's your
so it is
differences?
very,
Politics.
we have to be very cautious.
Look at
Okay.
those eyes.
Okay.
These are both big eyes.
We have to be very cautious.
Okay.
We use the compounded version of semaglutide. The branded medication under Novo Nordisk is Ozempic for diabetes,
Yes.
Wegovy for weight loss.
Okay.
Back up.
They're the same drug.
They're the
Yes.
same
Yeah. They just
drug.
have different.
different
just
names
have
for
different-
different
Yes.
process.
different. So, right, like GLP-1s have been on the market for years for diabetes treatment.
Yes.
Phenomenal for
Yes.
diabetes.
Uh-huh.
Phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
The makers recognize the potential for money,
Yes. Yes.
right? So they came back and rebranded it. So Ozempic was the Novo Nordisk medication for
Mhm.
diabetes. They rebranded it to Wegovy. Zepbound is the branded medication for tirzepatide for weight loss, Mounjaro for diabetes.
Ah.
So
okay,
Mounjaro
okay.
and Zepbound are the same medication. That is the compound. We use the compounded tirzepatide.
Okay.
Compounded to help decrease the side effects from the medication. So it is either compounded with glycine or compounded with vitamin B12
And B6.
and B6 to make the
Look at
FDA
how smart
happy.
they are.
To make the
So
FDA
smart.
happy.
Yes.
Well, it's talk about a whole other podcast. Compounded pharmacies have been doing these things for years. Like our
Mhm.
hormones come from a compounded pharmacy. Our GLP-1s come from a compounded pharmacy. You can get blood pressure medication. You can get other diabetic medication. You can get dermatology medication. You can get our numbing cream comes from a compounded pharmacy. I mean, these pharmacies have been doing this stuff for decades. It's like the OG of the pharmaceutical
If you're
world.
gluten intolerant, they can give you gluten intolerant like capsules.
Capsules, right?
Really?
Right. They do
Okay.
medications without gluten. Like if you need a medication but you're having side effects, these compounding pharmacies can make the same medication
Just
differently.
Yeah.
Right? To help you with your side effects, or like you said, gluten, or I don't tolerate this. Thyroid medication is a really good one. Synthroid, a lot of people can't tolerate, so they make the
Or desiccated thyroid medication.
compounded. So compounded pharmacies have been around doing this stuff it was like the OG. I say that like back in, a couple hundred
Mhm.
years ago, when you were the pharmacist, he like mixed shit up in the back room and gave it to you. And now there's retail and there's
Yeah.
like all the pharmaceutical
They
companies
made it
and all this
efficient.
stuff.
They added
Right.
more.
And so,
Yeah.
but the compounding pharmacies, even with the GLP-1s, they've been doing this for a long time. Politically, it's become a problem.
Mhm.
So
People are losing money. And the U.S., honestly, the U.S. pays the highest price for GLP-1s than anybody else in the entire world.
Right. I saw that the other day.
So
Well, and
there's a lot of maneuvering that goes
Mhm.
around. There's a lot of compliance that we have to.
in order to prescribe it, I have to do a lot of jumping through the hoops in order for you to receive it. I'm happy to do it because I think it's
Because that
phenomenal.
would be like
Right.
extra training, certification.
documentation. Mhm.
And even the pharmacies, they kind of have to change what they do to stay, just because now all of a sudden the FDA's decided to make it a big deal. That's what
Yeah.
I'm going to and they're only attacking GLP-1s,
Nothing.
nothing else.
Because it's a money maker.
Because it's,
I was gonna say right now
it's
that
about
is
the
the
money.
it.
Right.
So
And that's why
even-
we have to be careful.
Do you ever foresee
Right.
it having stuff like like fen and stuff like that came out? Do you ever foresee something like that coming out?
like the lawsuits?
Yeah, like where all
Not-
of a sudden there's all these side effects that come out like 5 to 10 years from
Not
now.
typically, because it's been on the market for a long time. So
Okay.
even though it's a newer medication for weight loss, it's been on the market for probably 15 years for diabetes.
Well, and that's what, like, for
Amy,
us,
time out. Amy's got to pee.
Amy's got to pee.
And this isn't, it's your.
Well, this is what's crazy. Like, so one of the so this is why we have to
turn
be a
off
little-
your mic.
we have to be a little cautious. One of the pharmacies we used actually got sued by Novo Nordisk
Uh-huh.
because of their claims regarding their brand name medication. And so you have to be cautious.
Well, and
Yes.
even for us, like, there's like, you get in this whole deal. So there's a lot of people that come to us and like our price versus getting it online versus this versus that
Yeah.
versus, like, you can argue it all day long.
Well, yeah.
But the reality is we take it slow. There are severe side effects. There's a lot of gastrointestinal side effects. So a lot of people have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, like every like end of the spectrum. People lose their hair, people this, that, the other. But we, essentially pride ourselves in the fact that we really monitor the weight loss that our clients are having. We really weigh in their side effects.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to just put you on the highest dose out there just so you can drop 30 pounds in a month. That is not healthy.
It's irresponsible.
That's where you get
Yeah.
into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you
get Ozempic face.
right. We get a lot
and
of,
that's a real thing.
It's
Oh, yeah.
100%
It
a
is
real thing.
100% a real thing.
And so we get some backlash from people. Well, why won't you do this or blah, 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 blah. And
No.
why am I paying this much money? And I'm like, well, you know what? You either want our service to
There's
help
such a
you.
thing as like a medical integrity, I
Right.
believe.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to say
Right.
that like I can see that you guys do that.
Well, and I'm not going to allow you to lose 20 pounds in a month
That's
and
not
have your
healthy.
hair fall out and have your gut stop. And so we monitor our people very closely.
Okay.
They come see us every month,
Mhm.
even if they're on the same dose for the last 4 months.
Yeah.
They're going to see us. They're going to check in.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make sure that their side effects haven't gotten out of control, that they're still
Mhm.
doing okay, that they're eating the right things. And so, it's more than just, I'm going to prescribe you this med and let you just run with it. So that's
Oh, I
kind of
like
how
that. I like that.
we like to run it a little bit stricter though.
Well,
Because it's just like any other medication. You can, like, yeah, lawsuits, heck yeah, because people are willy-nilly just prescribing stuff and, you know,
mhm.
they're losing their hair and their guts stopping working and
Which is
a bad deal.
yes. And I know people who have. And I mean, shit, I'm just trying to get my hair to grow.
Yeah.
Like I know if I was like losing it, it would be a freak out moment and a half for me.
Yeah.
So
So we watch that real close but we love it. I don't know, we believe in it wholeheartedly for multiple reasons.
okay.
And we both take it. The boys both take it.
Yeah.
We're
All
all
right.
we're all consumers.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Amy.
Sorry. Here, I'll show my shirt while I sit
Oh,
down.
Amy's shirt.
Okay.
Get snatched by the Vagina Queens.
Jesus,
Here,
I
look,
love
I'll turn around.
Oh,
my gosh, I'm stuck.
There you go.
She's
Ta-da.
the
Can she- can you see
vagina
it?
queen.
Vagina
Oh, I
queen.
gotta turn
the
more.
Vageen Queen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Vageen Queen.
So I'm getting snatched by the vagina queen.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the beers talking.
All right.
Sinking with this.
I know.
I did listen the whole time, so I learned lots in there.
Kept your earpiece
You were
in.
I did.
multitasking.
Sure did. I was like, this
Well, we
is
didn't
odd.
hear you pee, so we're good.
I know, because
Well,
I left
okay,
the
but
microphone.
fun
Funny
fact-
story.
Everybody's laughing because I did that the first episode. I
our-
told myself, do not pee because at that
we
time
had
we had
these clip-on microphones.
and I told myself repeatedly, you're going to pee with this thing on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
She
Yes, you
did it. She did.
And I realized after it was said and done, came in and went, oh, fuck. Oh, God. So, you know,
Jason
poor-
said yes, that
Jason's
happened.
like, yes. I cut
Everybody
out you."
pees.
yes,
Everybody
they do.
does, and they heard me.
Everybody poops.
And if you don't,
too.
you probably should go see somebody.
We'll come see
If
you.
you're peeing your pants, come see me.
to say, might I suggest?
Well, if I peed my pants today, it was not because of that.
Okay, what other questions do you have?
I think
I-
you have answered all of our
Oh, yeah.
questions, and this, has been so
Frick yeah.
so
We're signing up.
informative. Yeah, love it.
We are
We're gonna get Jeremy some peak performance. Look at him
Oh,
over
buddy,
there.
he's real excited over there. Yeah. Okay, so tell everybody where they can get a hold of you guys, where they can find you.
social media platforms, everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sell it.
Okay,
Sell
so
it, girl.
our it's a cell phone. It comes to Aaron and I. You get us. So it's 208-670.
3393.
She's licking the clitoral
Yes,
head.
I know. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
I'm like, it just threw me
You
off.
were doing that to me with eye contact. I'm
Mine
just doing.
Mine's brown.
Yours is. Mine's red.
Hold on. What's the number again?
670-3393.
Oh, you're going to be in the camera.
Oh, Addie.
We got a camera.
3393.
Yes.
See, I heard it. Okay.
Yes.
And you can text us or call us. It actually comes to Aaron and I's cell phone.
And then we have a website, resilienceMedicalSpa.com. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Somewhat of TikTok. I hate.
And then we also, and then we're just off the square in Rupert at 617 5th Street.
So it is located west of the square.
Correct.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just so the old US Bank building.
Kitty corner.
Yeah. So where their drive-through was.
Yeah.
We're right
Right
next to that drive-through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
a beautiful location.
Oh, it's
Oh,
You
phenomenal.
guys did
Great.
great.
Mhm.
Remodeled a lot of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Thank goodness to our husbands, Eric and James. We love you.
Our unpaid handyman.
I was going to say. Yes.
So you'll appreciate this. So we took our kids on a cruise. We came back, December 20? We went on Christmas. We came back December.
Both of you?
Well,
No.
just our family.
Oh, okay.
We
Came
don't
back on
cruise.
December 28th, right? I think December 28th. And we had clients scheduled this January
6th.
6th. We did that entire remodel from the 28th to the 6th.
Oh,
Shut
wow.
up.
Okay. You
100%.
lived there. You lived
Yeah,
there.
they did.
Yes, we did.
Mhm.
What's the concrete person? Who did our
Spot on.
spot on concrete?
Is that what he is?
Yeah, he canceled all his other clients and
They get
came
you.
in and did all of our epoxy.
Like
Kudos to you.
leveling and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah. So we
Because it was a salon.
correct. It was a salon. And so there was some unexpected things
Mhm.
that came up.
As that happens.
As that always happens
that
with an old
happens.
building.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
It's beautiful.
it's phenomenal.
You guys did a beautiful job.
We
Thank
were
you.
in a room the size of what, like 7
An
by
exam
7?
room
Uh-huh.
for
Yep.
2 years until we
Uh-huh.
moved into there.
I think this couch is bigger than that room.
Oh,
Yep,
100%.
absolutely.
100%.
Oh, nice. So now you guys have, room for activities.
Yes. Lots of activities.
Room for vaginas.
Yeah, badges for all.
Okay, so my 9-year-old, we have before and after pictures that rotate on a picture frame in the spa.
Oh,
So my 9-year-old, every time he walks into the spa, puts down the camera frame and just knows not to look at the vagina.
oh, okay. He's like,
He's probably looked, but
Yeah,
you know.
he's like, Mom, that makes
For
me
his
feel
mom's
so weird.
health, mental health, he puts it down.
Because
every
Mom,
time
that
he
makes
walks
me
in.
feel
Fair
so
enough.
weird.
Fair enough.
good job. Good
Fair
job.
enough.
He's a good boy.
That is. Mine would be like,
What is that?
I won't tell you what happened to the 14-yeolds when they were the other day.
I
Why?
can only imagine.
Well, I walked in, I was like, oh shit. The cameras or the frame's up, and I like walked over and I blacked it out, and they were giggling on the couch.
Oh, I bet. Okay, well, thank you so
yes,
much.
thank you so
Thank
much
you
for,
guys.
for
Yeah, thanks
coming
for
on and
having us.
educating us.
Yes.
Oh, we've got lots of education.
Yes,
Well,
and I'm sure,
for sure, I think we can see you guys coming on again. Like this is super
absolutely,
fun.
it is, and
Love
very
it.
informative. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Cheers.
having us. Cheers.
Cheers.
I got my sucker.
I was gonna say,
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
everybody give one the good lick.
and the
And
back door.
Oh, that's so aggressive.
Backside.
Thank you.
Okay,
Who,
all right.
Thank you guys.
who
Thanks.
made these?
Amy Darrington.
Ooh, maybe add vodka next time.
Oh.
Can you add vodka to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Amy,
Vodka to anything.
it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, you
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Same shit, different day.
This chaos has been sponsored by
Burley Meats.
The Salty Heifer. www.thesaltyheiferproducts.com.
Mountain West Food Group.
Double check supply.
And Nielsen Ag.
You're gonna like sit up.
I hate social media. We hired. Oh shit!
Guess what?
Jesus. Vagina queen.
That
Oh,
was
I'm trying so hard to get better.
better.
Yes.
Yes, Amy finally got a good one. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud. Little baby's all grown up.
I know, because normally they're like,
And she's like, "Was that good?" And I'm like, "No."